disciplined, violent, vertical edge setter.
We competing today. I see some gas off the hips. Get that mindset to put your shoulder on somebody. Dig, drive. You're finished. Hey, first down. This is weird, kid. Worse than that side.
Second and 9, and Rivers. What a stick by his own guy. Tolbert is the one down on the field, making the catch, and that collision with Ryan Thomas. Injury timeout.
Hey, what are you guys doing over there? How are you? I am happy to be here, guys. I really am. This is GreenBean. Welcome to the Tuesday night Talkin' Jets panel Pacifier stream 3. This is the third time that we're doing this one, and it is designed specifically to fill the void left by the Talkin' Jets panel, which I'm hearing rumors might be returning right around when everybody reports to camp. So we'll have some fun stuff to talk about, but I am happy to be here. As you guys probably know by now, I have been sicker than I've been in a long time. I don't want to put an actual time frame, but I can't remember the last time I was this sick for this long. And I even felt good last Thursday. I came on. I think we had a good night. I wasn't feeling well, but we did all right. We made it like 2.5 hours. And then the next day, man, it started all over. And the whole weekend and everything, I've just not been myself. So I'm happy to be here. I feel good enough. Hopefully I'm not going to cause some sort of relapse, but I'm good to go. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you guys are here, man. I see somebody, somebody wrote something in the chat up here. I want to check on them. New York Jets Mets Knicks survivor says he's been in the hospital, so he missed out on a lot. So I wasn't in the hospital, but I was in bed and I was sick all while trying to move and everything else. It was not fun. But I want to make sure you're okay, man. I'm happy you're here and out of the hospital, but let us know. I'll try to find it in the comments. I'm glad that you're out. Generally speaking, when they release you from the hospital, it's a good sign. It's a good sign, right? So, guys, this is good for me, and I'm happy you're here. We're going to get into whatever you guys want to get into tonight, man. I don't really have too much. I was listening to Sirius XM earlier today, which, as you guys probably know by now as well, I love Sirius XM. In my opinion, there is very, very little of the dramatic takes. Now it happens here and there, but especially the shows I really like, the one in particular, I'll just leave it there, is the Moving the Chain show with Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller. Dude, they can talk for 4 straight hours or 3 hours, 4 hours, I think it is. And for years, and there's never been a drip, not a drop of dramatic take, like some sort of gotcha. It doesn't exist. And I like absorbing my football news that way, right? Why do I got to have somebody trying to hurt my feelings or get me upset? So I like football for the game of football, right? So I was listening to Sirius XM earlier today. I drive my son somewhere and I'm listening, and they rated last year's quarterbacks, the first to last to make the playoffs from their standpoint. Last year's quarterbacks, as we know, is Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. So they kept it to those guys, right? Which one is going to make the playoffs first, and which one would likely make the playoffs last? Both of these guys had Zach Wilson last. You know what I did? I shut it off. I don't need this shit right now. Just want to have a nice ride through the countryside with my son, and I'm like, but seriously, it's an interesting thing. Now, they had legitimate reasons, and if you listen to arguments, which is, in my opinion, very, very important, right? in order for me to understand what my point of view really is, I got to listen to the argument. I got to hear it, actually hear it, not just wait to smash it. I gotta go, okay, well, what is that? Why does that matter to you? Why is that important? So I listened to the argument, and some of the things they talked about. Obviously, Mac Jones has already been to the playoffs, so there's that, right? And we know the reason why. It's not that Mac Jones is a bad quarterback per se, but he landed in the best position, hands down. No questions asked. He landed in the best position for a rookie quarterback out of that group. So makes sense. And then they had, this is where it gets interesting to me. They switched back and forth. One had Trevor Lawrence, which makes sense to me. I think Trevor Lawrence looked really good last year. I mean, he looked bad, looked like a rookie, but I thought he showed a lot of what the hoopla was about. And I don't know, 8, 9 of his games last year. So I get that. And the other guy had Trey Lance. Now, and I find that difficult. Now, he's talking about, his argument was that he's got the Shanahan system and there's a lot of infrastructure. Okay, I understand that. I understand that. But how can you possibly take a guy that you saw almost nothing of and who hasn't played in years and put him above, even if it's just Trevor Lawrence? Now, if you thought Trevor Lawrence was abhorrent, then maybe if you thought he was, just trash, okay. But it's interesting when I listen to these arguments, right? So then they had Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence. Then they have the Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson thing, right? So you got Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance. Somehow, the Trey Lance is up top. And then you have Zach Wilson both versus Justin Fields. Now, both of these guys, who I generally like the show, said that Zach Wilson would get there last because, when compared to Justin Fields. Now, I don't understand this. This to me does not compute. Like when you look at what the organizations have done, you look at the test study, the sample size that we have, and it's like, how can you come to that conclusion? Now, the one guy said, it's just hard for me to put the Jets in the playoffs because of their recent, the last decade of complete futility. Now, I do understand that argument too, but it's like, you see what the Chicago Bears did for Justin Fields this offseason. They have a new coach. It's like they did so little. Now, I happen to like Mooney up there, the wide receiver. I think he's very underrated. I think he's actually very, very good. And there's a few pieces up there that I like, but overall, they lost more than they put in there for him. And to say that what Joe Douglas did with, obviously, I mean, look, the tight ends, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, on top of Elijah Moore, Michael Carter, Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, it's like Barrios. I find it hard to believe. So here's the whole point. Number one, it bothered the hell out of me. Okay. I just can't stand this anymore. This bottom of the barrel shit, right? That we keep getting. We keep getting it. And it's going to be here until we do something, man. But this idea that Zach Wilson was so bad last year that he's already written off by more people than he's not, bothers the hell out of me, guys. So my thoughts are this. Here's my question to you. And then I'll say hello to everybody. Excuse me. Do you think, we'll whittle it down. Do you think out of these three, okay, let's do Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. Let's leave the other two out of it. Let's leave Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence just because. And we'll say, out of those three, realistically taking our Jets homer hats off, who's making the playoffs first? Who's making the playoffs last? Realistically. Okay? Let's do that. I'm curious because I can skew homer. I can. Okay? You know that. I'm rooting. But I fancy myself relatively objective, right? Now I root, that's okay, but I don't find myself too many times in what I feel are unrealistic expectations. You know, I have some fun, but overall, I find myself to be I'm kind of in the middle, right? That said, I feel really good about this team, but I find it hard to land in that, like that Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. That Zach Wilson is going to be the last guy to make the playoffs if they do, right? And to have Trey Lance up top does not compute to me. It doesn't. We know nothing about this guy. All we know is that the 49ers traded 3 first-round picks and a third to go get him when they already had a quarterback. So, I mean, that's all we know. But so clearly they like him. In my opinion, I think they were hoping they would get Zach Wilson. That's what I hope. I mean, that's what I think. But let me know what you think in the comments. I want to just say hello. You guys are cruising now, so let me just say hello. Obviously, I saw Jets Forever with his green heart. It's nice to see the green heart, man. Salmon Jets is back. Well, it does feel like forever, buddy. It really does. My friend Braden from New Zealand, man, I needed this. Thanks, GreenBean. I know, Braden. I feel the same way. Like for me, guys, this is the first 2-week period since I started doing it that I didn't put out a Jets pod. You know, my Monday GreenBean's Jets pod, 76 straight episodes. I missed 1 week around the 40s somewhere. This is the first time for 2 weeks. And I even recorded one. It was hot garbage. I couldn't even think. I was like, I would do like 45 minutes of rambling. I'm like, I can't possibly. I'm just not doing it. I tried to record one. But it's been tough, man. And the off season is tough, you know? So, but yeah, I think it's good to see you guys. You know, it's good for us kind of scragglers trying to squeeze something out of this offseason. What's up, Travis? Good to see you. Steven Ingles here. Yeah, man. Daniel Murphy. Right on. Hey, Gitmo Bob. What's up, Bob? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It's nice to be back. Hopefully I'm feeling pretty good right now, but I got to admit, I'm blasting back some monsters so that can give you that false sense of everything's okay. And then I go lay down and I die. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's not what it is, Bob, but we'll see. B2B, what's up, buddy? Snowball's here. Yeah. The off season does indeed suck. And it's like, it's interesting, Snowball, because you can kind of get caught in this little thing, this mindset where you start making stories like, let's talk about this. And what I have found, while I can do that, and I have done that, I find that it ends up causing arguments. Like, because when there's anything hypothetical, people take one side or the other. It's just, you can't have a truly constructive discussion. Somebody's going to come in and say, that ain't happening because this guy sucks. And somebody else goes, screw you. You suck. You know, it's just, that's where it goes. I've noticed that. And I still poke around. I read, I listen, I watch, but it's, it's tough. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough right now. Gilbert's here. Gilbert Farmer. What's up, Gilbert? Oh, Eric Tarosian, you're coming. Now from Los Angeles or Louisiana, buddy? Where are you coming from? Not that it means anything on this end, but I'm very curious. As you know, I used to live in Los Angeles, and I've only visited Louisiana, so it's different. I had a beignet down there at Café du Monde. But anyway, it's gonna be great to have you. Now, as we move forward, we're going to be releasing, I don't know if Sack already did it. I got to call him to see exactly where the tailgate is. I'm not sure if we linked up with Gotham City. There was a few different options that we were talking about, but we're going to let you guys know, man, exactly where we are. And even if you don't end up tailgating with us, which I think you should, if you can, you still come by and hang. That's a great thing about parking lots. You go anywhere we want. You know what I mean? You go, hey, I'm done here. I'm going to go there. And you just do it. It's the best. So, yeah, I'm glad you're coming, man. This is going to be fun. Chris Bradigan, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you here. And yes, I am a warrior. Thank you, sir. Damn. Kyle Ornsby, what's up with you? Hey, Mitch. Hey, there he is. New York Sports Wicker Media. It's our boy Watts UK. It's good to see you here, buddy. I know Gilbert says he feels like an addict that needs a fix. You know, but here's the thing. It's like, listen, if you're a heroin addict, right? If you're addicted to heroin and all you can get is weed. Like look, it's better than nothing, but it's never going to itch. It's never going to scratch the itch. Trust me, I know this from personal experience, but it's never going to do it. It only pacifies for brief moments. And that's the thing. Like, you know what I need, Gilbert? I need real stuff. I need substance. And we'll talk about this, but you saw the BECTON monthly workout release thing. I don't know, Gilbert. It's not enough for me. You know what I mean? So we have to get there with this stuff. But a couple weeks, we're only a couple weeks away now from camp. Camp's just as good as a season for me, at least as far as engagement. Stephen Ingle, that's right. 2 weeks till the rookies record, biatch. That's right. Proud New York Jets fans. What's up with you, buddy? You like the scenery? Yeah, I was gonna do it inside, but it's my yard. It's my new yard. You see? And I'm currently, I think I told you guys, I'm currently building a studio in there. That's where GreenBean Studios is going to be. Here's my old RV. See, I got a lot of space here, guys. I got 5.5 acres sitting on 34 acres. So could be said that I have 34 acres. Could be said there's a certain point of view. No, not really, but it's nice enough to have that buffer, though. I'll tell you that. Mark Riz, what's up, Mark? Good to see you. Eddie Hunt, yeah, man. Sean McAteer's here. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. I am feeling better. Like it's so, like, even though I'm not there, I'm definitely not 100%. Like, listen to my lungs. And I have all kinds of stuff, sore throat still, but by comparison, I feel like I could skip. I can skip around. Bob says, his daughter's got over 10 COVID after 10 days. And it's like, yeah, it's just right. I mean, it just, some people, it doesn't do that, it doesn't hurt, hit so hard. And some people it does. But then there's the people, like, I feel grateful, Bob, that it was only this, because I know people. My Aunt Gina, who you guys know, had a terrible time with COVID. Terrible. Like hospitalizations for days, a week. It was crazy. So, I won't tell too much of her story, but if she's here, she'll tell you guys. But yeah, so I'm still, even though it is hard, Bob, I'm still grateful, man. I really am. Let's see, who else we got? You got Sean, Mark, Riz, Joe Fico. Corey Davis hate has to stop. I hear you, dude. He will show his truth. Now, here's the only thing I'll say about that. And then I want to check your answers. I'm going to scroll down and check some answers. Here's the reason I think Corey Davis gets more hate than just somebody who disappointed. It was the drops. You know what I mean? It was the drops, the fumbles, the 2 of Zach's interceptions, 2, not 1, 2 hit Corey Davis's hands first. So that's tough, especially when he was our big free agent acquisition last year. So I think I agree with you. The hate has to stop. I don't know where this comes from. Like, we can't give a guy a minute to settle in and become like, I don't know where this comes from. This isn't the way it used to be. 20 years ago, we were not like this. And we were intense then. We were significantly more intense than our crosstown rival Giant fans. But even then, we were not like that. We gave guys time. Now, before free agency and all that too, is different. So I understand that. But the hate, the immediate hate, I really don't, it doesn't resonate with me. Now, I get angry. I get upset when guys suck. Like Corey Davis with those damn picks. I get mad. Especially because, look, you look at least 3 of Zach Wilson's interceptions hit his receiver's hands first. At least 3. There's probably more. So that takes him down to 8 interceptions. 8. Who knows what could have happened? You know what I mean? Now he's got 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Definitely not world beating, but totally different. See what I mean? But I'm with you, Joe. I really am. What's up, Arkansan? Arkansan. See how I read that, man? I think it should be Arkansian. Arkansan. I'm with you. Who am I to say, right? What's up with you, buddy? I'm glad you're here from Arkansas. You down at the Texas, Arkansas, or are you up there in Oklahoma, Arkansas? I heard there's 2 different states. It's like Missouri. You got the Kansas City Missouri, the North Missouri, and then you got Missouri, right? Two totally different states. It's like South Jersey and North Jersey, right around Woodbridge, just splits. You got Philly fans down there. It's Philadelphia. They don't even resonate with New York. And then you got the northern half. It's like, it's different. It's different. All right, let me see. I'm going to scroll down. What's up, Killian? I see you. Nick H. Let's see here. Jets Mess. What's up, buddy? I just want to try to see some of your answers. Let me see what we did here. Yeah, I hear you, Salmon Jets, with Davis Mills, but he wasn't included in the show. So that's why I'm sticking to it. I happen to think Davis Mills was good. And if you guys recall, I liked him in the draft. If you guys remember, I wasn't 100% on board with using our second overall pick on a quarterback. I liked other guys enough to take the massive trade haul, go back to 10, whatever, go back to the Niners and take Fields, Jones, any of these guys, Mills. Like I liked Zach enough. That's fine. But I was definitely there. I could have did that. But I don't know. And okay, here we go. Here's the answers. Homer's hats off from Salmon Jets. Lance, Zach, and Trevor. Well, I was saying Justin Fields, but that's fine. Your point is definitely coming across. Now, it's interesting to me. How could you possibly land on Lance? I mean, I get it. They have a lot of, they have a lot there infrastructure-wise. But this guy could completely suck. Dude, he hasn't played. I think he's played in 17 games in 3 years. It's a scenario that we just don't see very often, the Trey Lance thing. Now, I like Trey Lance, and I think that probably sitting on the bench was the best thing that could have happened for him last year. Truly. But now he's just going to be the quarterback. I don't understand that. And I'm not saying I'm right. Okay. I'm just saying that doesn't sit with me. Iowa Jets fans. He's calling you guys buttholes. Speaking of Iowa Jets fan, just so you guys are aware, we're continuing the GoFundMe to get Iowa Jets fans from up there in Cornville all the way down here, not here, but to Meadowlands for the game. The link is in the top of the description of this video. We got 3 or 4 good links. We got 3 or 4 good links in the thing, and I'll go over them, but I'll just talk about this one now. The Iowa Jets fan GoFundMe, like I said, if everybody just threw $5, he'd be coming, and we'd be moving on to the next Jets fan. We would love to get like another 10 guys that can't make it, or that wouldn't be able to make it. Wouldn't it be great if through this GoFundMe, we all throw $5-10 in and we get 10 more Jets fans to come to their first game from somewhere else? Like there's it's not somebody that can just come from New Jersey. Like if you're in New Jersey, you can make it. You know what I mean? You can figure it out. But we'll talk about all that with money and everything. But Iowa, that's a tough trip. It's a tough trip. So if we can get him here, and then move right on to the next guy and get him here. And then the next one. And then this girl with her boy, she wants to surprise her dad. They're both Jets fans or her boyfriend. Yeah. Like we can do that. And I'm donating the last stream I did, all the super chats from that stream. I think it was like $55, something like that. I'm donating that in addition to my own donation. And anyway, if that's something that interests you, by all means, go ahead, click that link, throw a fin in there, and let's help us get to the goal. Be great. Let's see. Hey, Fresh 3542, there you are. It's not the same without you, man. You know what I mean? Let's see. All right, let me see. Go have some ice cream. Why? What do you mean? Where am I getting ice cream? I don't know what that means, Woodrow. Okay, so Mark Riz says the Bears and Jags, okay, some donkey crotch. Well, isn't it interesting too, like the Jags, remember 2 years ago, before we drafted Zach Wilson, you remember the stories. Trevor Lawrence should not have to play for an organization like the Jets, right? Now, we know the Jets, while we didn't win all that many games, we were essentially drama-free. Drama-free. No issues, just play, stuff like that, injuries. And the Jaguars had one of, if not the most tumultuous season, embarrassing season in the entire NFL last year. And now it's like instantly they go hire Doug Peterson, who I like, but he was just fired in Philly and they hated him. Believe me, I got Philly fan friends. They couldn't get him out fast enough. In their head, Frank Reich was the genius that got him the Super Bowl. And that is what it is. But now you bring Doug Peterson down there and now all of a sudden he's, you know what I mean? And I love Trevor Lawrence. I think very highly of Trevor Lawrence. But I don't know. Jets Forever checking in. He says, Zach Wilson will make the playoffs first, Fields last. Yeah, I like that. Now, if you're like, look, again, without our Jets hats on, we're just trying to be objective, which is not always so easy. It's difficult as fans to do that. If you just look at the box score, right? You know, we just look at, the stats, like even the stat that I just said with the 9 touchdowns and the 11 interceptions. You just look at that and you go, yeah, the guy sucks. But 3 of those were in his receiver's hands. So if they would have just caught him. And there's what about the running touchdowns? And you know what I mean? All the stuff. There's so many variables. But if you're just looking at it, you go, dude, Zach Wilson was terrible last year. And you wouldn't be wrong. So I understand. I do get it. But then you look at how this team is being built around him. How could you not think that a guy with an entire NFL season under his belt, myriad weapons and protection and all this stuff, how could you think that he's going to get worse? You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's see here. Matt Bohm, he says, Lance, Wilson, and Fields. Another Lance. So interesting to me. See, now, it's not that it's right. It's not to say I disagree. I think otherwise. But Lance, to me, even with the scenario, I tend to think that he might be last. No, probably before Fields, because, again, they did nothing for him. Nothing. The poor kid. I was blown away with their draft. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I remember thinking, dude, help your quarterback. So it's interesting, Matt. Let's see. Woodrow says Trey Lance is not going to make it in this league. You know what, Woodrow? I don't have it to that extreme extent, but I wonder too. I do. He's as raw gets. Again, he did get to sit. So that's positive. He's got Shanahan. He had McDaniel last year. So these are offensive minds, man. Respected offense. It's there. Same time. If he was good enough, they would have started. They would have brought him in last year. So I don't know. Just I struggle. James Trice, Fields never makes the playoffs because of coaching shenanigans. I wouldn't be surprised right now. Like they have to make some changes up there, right? Like, let me see Chicago's draft. Bears 2022 draft. Let me just tell you what it was, because I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Let me make sure I'm okay. Okay, so yeah, here it is. This is what it was. So their first pick, they took Kyler Gordon. It's great. They took safety Jaquan Brisker, who I like. Then they took wide receiver Velus Jones, which was a head scratcher. Then offensive lineman Braxton Jones. Let me see here. So they got, what round was that? Hold on. Safety Jaquan Brisker, Velus Jones in the 3rd round. So they wait till the 3rd round to get him a wide receiver, and not the best wide receiver on the board, in my opinion. Again, who am I? But that's just, I don't know. So then they take, in the 5th round, they took a lineman. So they waited till the 5th for a lineman. And then they got an edge, Dominique Robinson, who I don't even think I did much on him. Zachary Thomas, another offensive lineman. So, okay, so they ended up getting 2 late round offensive linemen, which is okay. Those guys tend to need time though, right? More times than not, coming out of the gate, they're going to struggle. Then they got a running back, Treston Ebner. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They went defense in this draft. So let's see. Iowan says Trey Lance made the playoffs late. He not really, though, dude. Not really. So Jason Reeves says Lance, Trevor, Zach Wilson, 3rd, and Fields last. Yeah. It's interesting. Pacify me. That's funny. Yeah, it's going to really, I think, like I was saying, I really do think that we're going to continue to hear this stuff. Like I think it's probably very difficult for anybody out there in Punditville to buy into the Jets. You know what I mean? It's like impossible. They can't do it. Oh, hey, I'll get right back to this, Billy Boy. Hold on. I just want to look at our buddy Dylan Terman is here. He's the co-host of Jetnation Radio, man. Dylan's a stats monster. He's the goods. So he says Mac, Trevor, and Zach are set up to succeed the most on talent. Lance is set up to succeed on infrastructure, and Fields and Mills are unfortunately fending for themselves. That's very, very well said. That's very well said, actually. I think they did do a good job in the offseason, in the draft for Trevor. Obviously, we're all, acclimated with our own draft. We're very aware. We've deconstructed that a while. But I think that's well said. And I mean, look, Justin Fields might end up being so good that it doesn't matter, right? He's just so good, just wills himself. He's got a season under his, not a whole season, but he's got an NFL season under his belt. I don't know. Wild Billy Boy. Thank you, Wild Billy Boy, for the super chat. He says, the Jags will forever be one of my least favorite teams because no one will ever convince me that they purposely tanked. Convince me that they purposely tanked for Trevor. So you're saying that nobody will convince you that they tanked for Trevor or that they didn't tank for Trevor? I know what it says. But you know what's interesting, Billy Boy? I tend to think that they did. Remember what they did at the end of the season. They wouldn't play what's his name? Oh. Milner? What? Is that his name? Not Milner. I can't remember his name. You know what I mean? The quarterback. So they purposely didn't play the guy who gave them the best chance to win the last 2-3 games of the season. They did that on purpose. So I don't know, Billy Boy. But let me tell you, this is why I hate the Jags recently. It's because there are peers down here at the bottom for the last however long. And for some reason, for some weird reason, people give them the immediate benefit of the doubt compared to us. I don't know what that is. It bothers me. I don't like it. You know what I mean? It bothers the hell out of me. Like if we're just looking at this season, like let's look at what happened last year. Let's look at free agency. Let's look at the draft. Let's look at infrastructure. Let's look at this without, John Idzik, Mike McCagnon, Todd Bowles, Adam Gase. Like they're all gone. Let's not include them and just say, this is where we are. Like the Jags have to come out of a deep crevasse, man. That whole Urban Meyer thing, that could have set Trevor Lawrence back years. You know what I mean? Like that guy, it's not even that, he had the bar video with the girl and all this stuff with his coaches. That guy is a vocal, very impression, he's making an impact on his players. Whether they like him or not, different story. But he's in their face, man. So you got a guy like Trevor Lawrence. This is his first NFL head coach. The first half of the year, everybody was like, Urban Meyer. So he's listening to him. Who knows what kind of damage he did to the poor Trevor Lawrence? We don't know. You know what I mean? What do we know? So I don't know, Billy Boy, but that's why I don't know if I think that they did tank. I feel like that's what you want to say. Maybe I'm off. I feel like it. That's what I feel like. Even though you wrote the opposite. The Jags are, because no one will ever convince me that they purposely tanked for Trevor. So you think they just sucked? They couldn't control their destiny if they tried. Look, they had 2 years in a row with the first overall pick. They went quarterback and they went defensive end. So that's interesting. I don't know. So Daniel Murphy. What's up, Daniel? He says, bada bing, bada boom. Tell the peeps on the Iowa plane to make some room. There it is. That's funny. That's because Daniel, I'm not sure if you know this, is a very well-traveled poet. Did you guys know that? Right, Daniel? Bada bing, bada boom. Tell the peeps on the plane to make room. See? Maybe not. I'm trying. But thank you for the super chat, Daniel. I appreciate it. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that's it, Stephen. I mean, 100%. And that's what Dylan was saying too. I completely agree. But, it's like when you look at a guy who, we really don't know much about him. Really. We don't know what he's going to be like as the starter, right? I don't remember how many games he played, but we don't know. And then we don't know if he comes out and shits the bed a little bit. And they know they have Jimmy G in the house if they can't get rid of him, or they just got rid of a playoff caliber quarterback for this guy. There's potential for the clubhouse to fracture. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of layers to this. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not anti, and I'm not saying he's going to suck. I find it hard to stick my flag on that one. Go, yep. Like, there's much more that needs to be proven there for me. But you're right. It's about, I think even most it's just, look, it's Kyle Shanahan. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got. Aaron Butler says, week 1 is approaching fast. Not fast enough, Aaron. I can tell you that. Are the Jets ready for smash mouth football? Better train for the physical. I know this is, look, God bless them, right? It's almost, I get the impression that Aaron Butler is new to this internet thing. Very excited. Every stream he comes out and says they're very similar things. If I looked, you'll probably see he has the list of the running backs and all this stuff. And look, he's confident in his team. He's a Ravens fan, if you didn't know that. And he's confident in his team. Now, let me just say this. Why wouldn't he be? Right? Why wouldn't he be? But I also think he's not really digging into what we are and where we're coming from and what's up. He's not. He's just stuck on Ravenville, where most of us, or at least a lot of us, we dig. We know what we're playing. We know what's up. But it's not going to help us week 1 if we don't come out there and come out, like you've actually well said, smash mouth football right from the get-go. It's going to be trouble. We have to hit the Ravens with the right hook in the first round. We have to let them know that you better be careful in here because we will knock you the hell out. If we can't do that, it's going to be a long day. But it won't be that long. I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to be with all you guys. We're going to have done an entire awesome weekend of Jetsfan centered awesome sauce. And we're going to be at that game. We're going to have hot dogs and sausage and wings in us. A lot of you guys will be so schnockered that I'm going to have to peel you up off the floor. I won't do that too long now. Once the game starts, you beat with me. I'll put cold water on your neck. I'll help you. After the first ding, as soon as they kick it, goodbye. What's happening? But it's going to be such a good time, man. So at least there's that to soften it. Now we'll be upset, we'll be pissed off, the whole thing, but it will soften it for me because I'm really excited to meet a lot of you guys. And I'm really excited to see a lot of you guys that I've only met once. You know, like last year, I met a whole slew of you guys, but it was like brief, you know, and not for nothing. I didn't, you know, I'm getting to know guys like Tyson Roush and Prime Time, you know, and then Buffalo, who I've never actually met. It's really a Jeremy, who I only met once, you know, but there's a lot of those guys. I've hung out with Sack Exchange quite a bit, but I've only met Matt O'Leary once, I think, right? One time at the Cyclone last year. That's it. We hung out for 2 hours, and then I've met Ryan twice, but it's like, it's really exciting to get to see all these guys. And so that'll at least soften it, you know? But again, I don't think Aaron really knows. And if and when we come out and knock the Ravens out in the first round, like we come out and hit them hard, I don't think that Aaron will know how to handle it. The thing is with us is we know how to handle this. We've been doing this for a long time, baby. We know how to handle coming in excited and in 10 minutes to wash. We know. We're used to it. It's not going to hurt us like it's going to hurt you, my friend. That's the thing. Believe me, I love when fans come in and they think we're going to kick the Jets' ass. I love it. There's nothing sweeter to me than beating those teams. And not just for the game, because of this. But Aaron's okay. You know what I mean? He's just doing his thing. Billy Boy's back. Thank you, Wild Billy Boy. He says Jags didn't play Minshew. That's what it was. What did I say, Milner? Because he didn't give a shit about Trevor. He just wanted to win. Karma is real, though. Look at our offense versus theirs. Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. He didn't care. He wanted to win. So they didn't play him. So that's the interesting thing. It's like, so, you know, can't they get in trouble for that? Like, let's say hypothetically that when the Jets won that game, we beat the Rams and everything got shaken up. Like we were the number 1 overall pick from week 1 all the way to week 14 or whatever it was. We beat the Rams, and then the Jaguars, they take out their quarterback. They stick the kid in there. It's like, can't they get in trouble for that? Now they're saying, no, we want to see what the kid looks like at the end of the season. But come on. I don't know. Seems interesting to me. That's all I'm saying, Billy. It's interesting. Jordan Snow, this is an interesting, this caught my eye. He says, am I the only one who thinks our defense will take a bigger step this year than the offense, or am I crazy? Well, let Jordan know what you guys think. Jordan Snow, and as we know, his last name is Snow because he is he's a bastard, but he's born in the North. So that's what everybody that's illegitimate, they name you Snow. It's like in the Riverlands, they name you Rivers, right? And what's the South? What do they name him in the South? I forget. Anyway, just playing. That's Game of Thrones stuff. So I got to say this. While I am confident that this defense will take a step, okay, I feel pretty confident if we're relatively healthy. I think adding Jermaine Johnson and Carl Lawson to the mix, Michael Clemens, JFM to the inside, having Solomon, I always want to say Solomon Wilcox, Solomon Thomas, come on, it's too many names these days. What's the other guy we got from the Texans? Come on. Jordan Matthews, I want to say, but that's not right. I'll find it in a second. But then, so you do that for the defensive line, and think about this, man. You added Jordan Whitehead, Sauce Gardner, and DJ Reed to an already young and talented group. So we have second-tier guys now that, in my opinion, can start. You got, well, Michael Carter probably will start. Michael Carter the second. But guys like Bryce Hall, you guys know I'm a fan of Bryce Hall. I believe in Bryce Hall. You know, I think he's a very, very good cornerback who is just going to get better and better and better. That's what I think. He's one of those guys. But to add all those guys, and you still got C.J. Mosley in there, right? You still got C.J. Mosley, Carl Lawson coming back. So the linebacker piece scares me. It does, honestly. I wish they would have done something, Jordan. Did nothing. So, hey, if that means because we're ahead of the game and we know that linebackers need to cover more than they need to be thumpers nowadays in today's NFL, and we're ahead on that, and guys like Jamie and Sherwood and Nasruddin and even Quincy Williams, we already have it. It's perfect. If they're right, congratulations. But I'm freaked out. Okay. But still, I think adding all those guys, how the hell could you not be an improved unit? I don't see it. You have to be improved. Now, we were the bottom, so improved doesn't necessarily mean great things. But if we come up to like in the 15 range and our offense can score points, dude, we're going to win games. We're going to be in games, which is really all we want. What we want to see this year is a team that doesn't get blown out, that a team that competes so that they can win more games than they lose, hopefully, or at least somewhere around that 500, 7-9, 8-7, whatever it is. I don't even know what the thing is anymore. What is it? 7-10? 7-10. Yeesh. 7 wins would be great if we're a competitive team and we're just getting started. I would love it. Lose a couple games in the last moments because you're young and you can't close them out yet. Okay. But I have to say, though, Jordan, I think the offense is going to be a step ahead of the defense. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let Jordan know. Respectfully, of course. That's a great question. And no, you're not alone, though. I've had more than one discussion about exactly that. So you're not alone. I just don't agree with you. That's all. Let me see here. Hold on. Where'd it go? Wild Billy Boy's back again. Well, what was that? Did you guys see that? You guys still here? That was weird. Let me see something. Okay. Looks like I'm good. Wild Billy Boy. Thank you, Wild Billy Boy. I appreciate that, man. He says, what do you think is more likely? Zach takes a big leap or we're more of a power rushing team? Do you think that our defense will take a major leap? Interesting. We were just talking about that a little bit. Assuming we're not one of the most injured teams 2 years in a row. Well, it would be 4 years in a row because we've been among the most injured teams in the league. That last year was our 3rd year in a row. The 2 Adam Gase years, we were number 1 in the NFL for players on IR and the most cap money on IR. So we're up there. But let me say this. I think that Zach can take a leap and we're more of a ball control, power rushing, use the tight ends kind of a team. I think all Zach has to be is efficient. If Zach Wilson is efficient, let's say he gets somewhere 63 to 66% completion percentage, which I know is lofty. But if he can get to like 63, 64% completion percentage, and we have a strong running game, and all we got to do is get first downs. That's it. First downs, get down there, get us in striking distance to score. That's it. So I think, Billy Boy, what we're more than likely going to see is a calm, collected Zach Wilson who uses his running game and his tight ends efficiently. And when that happens, the strikes to Elijah Moore, to Corey Davis, to Garrett Wilson will be regular things, but not the bread and butter of our offense. I think it'll happen just enough this year that it loosens teams up. Like they cannot just push everybody up front. Can't do it. If you do that, Moore, Wilson, Corey Davis, they're going to cut your head off. That's what I think. So I think it's more than likely somewhere in the middle there, Billy Boy. I think we're going to see a big leap for Zach, but it's not going to be like, 5,200 yards. You know what I mean? It's not going to be that 41 touchdowns. I think it's going to be an efficient Zach Wilson, which in my opinion would be preferred. I don't want him to come out this year and be like a crazy gunslinger with amazing plays that can't always happen. I would rather see a foundational block go in. Like he knows how to be an efficient quarterback. That's what I want. I want long-term, man. No, I want fun. I'm with it. I want to see bombs. I get it. It's great. I like standing up uncontrollably in the stands. You go, oh, as soon as the ball goes in the air, and then you look down there and you see somebody open, you just stand up like a moron. I like that. That's me. Everybody sit down. I go, shut up. That's what we do in games. That's my game experience. So this guy, will you sit down? Like, I can't. I'm not in control, bro. I'm not in control of this body of mine. I just jump in the air. Doing. And then I high five a whole bunch of unsuspecting people who've never met me before. I bear hug them. It's weird. It's a whole weird thing that I do. But so I think that's kind of what's going on. The defense, like I just said, obviously we just talked about that a little bit, Billy Boy, but I think the defense is going to take a leap. But I don't think we'll be a defensive team, which in my opinion is I'm happy with that. It is an offensive league. Can we please have a fucking offense? Please? Can we do that? Right? Even when we suck. We always got the number one rushing defense in the NFL. Who cares, man? Sick of it. We're losing every frigging game, and we're stopping the rush. The Jets, really, one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL. Yeah. Means nothing. We've had that numerous times. Top 5 defense. Dude, it's time to score points. The defense gets up to the mids, and the offense is efficient. Ball control. I'd like to win the time of possession game, man. That's what I'd like to win. I'd like to have a 40-20 kind of a thing. If we do that, if we can keep their offenses off the board, off the field, I mean. We can keep their offense off the field. We got a 38 to 22 time of possession. Then we're going to win. Unless our defense is so bad that they just keep throwing bombs, and Sauce Gardner gives up 51 touchdowns this year. You know what I mean? So, unless something crazy like that happens. But you guys know, as just standards would go, if we're winning the time of possession battle 38 to 22 weekly, we're going to win games. Because that means we have found a way to stay on the field, and our defense has found a way to get off the field. If that's happening, generally speaking, we're good. And that would make me super duper excited. Hey, Dom C's in the house, man. He says, we got the history. I know what he's talking about. They don't love us. That's what it is. Right? But everybody, you know Dom C. Dom C's our boy. GreenBeanjetsfan.com's own. Dom C. Coming in with some stats. Look at this stat. 10 Sundays left. You know what he's going to say next week? You can't take it. What do you think Dom C is going to say next week? 9 Sundays left, bro. That's what he's going to do. It's good to have you here, Dom. I'm glad you're here. Oh, Edward Ziff, thanks for the super chat, buddy. He says, won 4 games with everyone hurt. Could have won 7. Yeah. I mean, look, going back to last year, it's real difficult to really say like we should have won more games, because the truth is we looked terrible for a lot of it, whether it was the offense looking terrible, whether it was the defense looking terrible, whether it was Zach Wilson looking terrible. But there were those moments, right? And like I said before, Ed, 3 of those interceptions were in our receivers' hands first. Zach was number 1 or number 2 in the NFL for catchable balls dropped in the NFL. Okay. So let's say those picks aren't picks. Our receivers catch them. Just that alone. Let's say all those passes that were dropped by his receivers, whether it was Corey Davis, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore had drops. Berrios had that drop with the big pick. Ty Johnson. Let's say all that doesn't happen. It's just that. Do you realize how different of a season it is? Like turning the ball over is crushing. Crushing. Let's say, imagine this. He throws that 15-yard out, and instead of getting picked, it's a reception. It's a first down instead. Who knows, right? Who knows if the next 3 plays, we're in the end zone? Who knows? So what I will say is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, is that to say that Zach Wilson sucks, I have a hard time buying that. And I'm not the hugest Zach homer. I'm not. I like him. I do. And I like that he's our quarterback. I think he's got the right stuff. Like the fortitude, the makeup. I think he does. I really do. And I'm happy it's him. Let's build with this guy. Let's get him right. He's got the talent. He's got the brains. He's got the talent. He's got the arm. He's got the legs. Dude, let's do it. We'll get him there. If it takes 3 years, then it takes 3 years. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? So I think we could have very easily won 7 games last year, 6 or 7 games. Very easily. At the same time, dude, a lot of those games we lost, they were complete blowouts. So I don't even know if it makes me feel better. It's like that illusion, Ed. You know what I mean? Like, remember the Adam Gase thing where we won? We went 6-2 out down the stretch. Remember the 6-2. The Jets went 6-2. It was like, that's fake. I mean, 6-2, but it's fake because we were playing third string quarterbacks. And, that's what was going on. Now, winning still, you got to give it to them. But as far as the illusion that we were somehow on the uptrend, that was not real. And we saw it next year. Did I see Buffalo Jets fan here? What's up, BFJF? Where is he? He said, there he is. He says, last month without Ball. I thought he said Bali. Last month without Bali, yo. So he says the last month without Ball. Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough month. It really is. But here's the thing. When it comes back, it's going to be really fun, man. Like, number 1 job for the New York Jets this year, number 1 is health. Number 1. If we can stay healthy, this is an entirely different season. Dude, look at all the guys we lost last year. From the gate. Dude, alone, we were without our top 3 free agents that we brought in for the edge. You had Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, and Ronald Blair. Then the guys replacing him got hurt. So that's a whole other thing. And then we lost our starting linebacker, Jared Davis. Now we can think what we want to now. But if he had the whole training camp and started with the team and the whole thing, like Ulbrich said, he was trying to force way too much last year. It just didn't work. He was trying too hard to catch up, and that's okay. That's fine. But I'm just saying, imagine if none of that happened. Imagine BECTON played the whole season. It's crazy. There's so much, man. It's so crazy. Let's see what has. Let's see what happened here. So guys are agreeing with you, Jordan. See, Wild Billy Boy agrees with you. Harry's with you. I'm not. But again, I see it. I could very easily land there. I don't, but I could. See what I mean? You got some people agreeing with you, buddy. See, a lot of times, man, we think we're alone in some thoughts and stuff, and we're not. It's like there's a lot going on, and this could definitely go a few different ways for us this year. Number 1, though, if we could just stay healthy. Like, imagine our offensive line alone. Let's imagine our offensive line does not get hurt, and those 5 guys are able to start the whole season. which seems like, doesn't it? It seems like a lofty, crazy goal anymore. And it's like, it shouldn't be that way. We've had numerous seasons, decades with like nobody getting hurt. Now it's like, I can't even imagine it. But let's say that these 5 guys, BECTON, FANT, AVT, McGovern, and Lake and Tomlinson, if they are our offensive line for the whole season. Now, let's add to that. Let's say 2 of our 3 starting tight ends are there all year. Just 2 of them. Whether it's Uzoma and Conklin and Rucker, you know what I mean? Whatever guys that they think of the star. I'm hoping Yabo is a part of that mix. I think he should be, but we don't know. So let's say that 2 of the 3, and let's say 3 of our top 4 wide receivers are there every game together. And then Breece Hall and Michael Carter play all year. Could you imagine what that alone changes the entire dynamic of what we've been dealing with, having to get guys in there, get them up to speed. This guy gets that's what we've been doing. We've been working from behind the whole time. Now, in addition to that, we had major vacuums at talent, in talent positions. So there's that. Okay. But imagine even with that, let's say that we weren't having to scramble to get guys in there to fill in. Like, look at what happened with us with the safeties last year, right? Look at the safeties alone. Let me ask you guys. So my screen just floated out. Did you guys see that? You got to tell me. Like just a second ago, my screen went boo and a thing. Did you guys see that? Tell me, please. You saw it, Twisted? Or are you talking to somebody else? I want to look for your comments. Dom says yes. So what did it look like to you, Dom? Was it it lagged? That's all it was a lag? Okay. Screen booted. Booted. There it is. Lagged. Okay. All right, well, good. At least we're in this together. I would actually prefer if you guys weren't seeing it. But, okay, well, thank you. Let me see what else. Eddie Hunt says, oh, dear Lord, if they draft in the top 10 next year, sans a trade, then something is majorly wrong. Agreed. Now, you can be a 7-win team and pick 10th. So let's leave a little bit of room, okay? Everything's not so black and white and finite. You can win 7 games and be picking 10th, depending on the breakdown of the teams, right? You could. But I think your general point, I agree with Eddie. If we're picking in the top 10 next year, like I said, without a trade, something happened. It didn't go as planned. The plan didn't work. So, all right. Thank you, Hawk. You said there was a slight lag to the picture, but sounds okay. Good. That's good enough. So, Jin Pak checking in. Our old buddy Jin Pak. Good to see you, man. He says our culture has changed. Players want to come here with the new culture. And look, Jin Pak. And I know you were here the whole time. I saw you before, but I want to say hello. The interesting thing about our culture right now is that it's only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Like, again, if we can figure out the health thing, just the health, I think Mike LaFleur, Robert Saleh, they're good enough coaches. And I've said this a million times, I'm not sold on Saleh 100%. I'm really not. I'm nervous. LaFleur, on the other hand, I mean, he showed me a lot last year. I couldn't stand him the first 5 games or so, whatever it was. But then I started to see stuff. I saw the ability to be creative and intelligent. Again, he was a rookie. I'm not blown away, but I saw something. So I think that Robert Saleh, what he's done in the NFL, defensively, Mike LaFleur, where he comes from, offensively, the whole pedigree, I think that we're good enough to be a good team. Now, are we ever going to be Super Bowl? I don't know. but we're good enough, we're talent-wise, to be a good team. And the fact that we've kind of pushed that laughing stock clown show culture out, that alone, like, you have a respectable culture, everybody's confident, everybody's loyal, everybody's on the same page. It's a good, strong culture, positive environment. And then you're good enough to get to 500, you know what I mean? And, 9, 10 wins. Like, guys are going to sign up for that. Because if you're a 9-win team and I go on that team, that means if I'm added to that team, we can do something. Like hypothetically, like, just as an example, like Von Miller. Von Miller's toward the end of his career. He wants to go somewhere where he can win. That's what he wants. Now, he's won before, obviously, including last year, but he's not, he's going to go for the money, of course, but he's not going. Von Miller, dude, he would never have signed with the Jaguars, the Jets, maybe next year. But that's the whole thing. Players are going to want to come here, and they already do. We're already cracking that ice, that thaw. We're already thawing the ice around us, where they only come here if we overpay them. That's it. Dude, that comment from Avery Williamson a couple weeks ago, it stabbed me in the heart. Even though I knew at the time that nobody respects Mike Maccagnan, nobody wants to play for Todd Bowles as a head coach. I knew it at the time. I could see. I know what I'm seeing. But I still hate hearing that back then that Avery Williamson was about to sign with the Colts when he came from Tennessee. He was going to go to division rival Colts, and the Jets swooped in and paid him a couple million more than he was going to get per year. Give him a big contract for him. He said, out of nowhere, the Jets came in and blew me away. So I went to the Jets. Look, his career's over since that move. He had one really good season with the Jets. Really top shelf season. His numbers were actually a little bit better than CJ Mosley's. Now, CJ Mosley played on a better team, so there's all that. But at the same time, his numbers they were actually better than CJ Mosley's the year before CJ Mosley came to us. So Avery Williamson had a very strong year. And the idea of having Williamson and Mosley together was as exciting as you can get if you like linebacker play. We had the potential to have arguably the best linebacker, the best interior linebacker tandem in the NFL. That's how much potential they had. But as we know, Avery Williamson had 1 year, came in that preseason. Greg Williams was using him late in the preseason game to be able to make the calls if CJ Mosley was hurt or something. He was trying to cover his bases, which it's not the worst idea in the world, but you still want to get your guys off the field when the hungry, crazy maniacs are coming in the field, right? You don't want your premier guys on the same field as guys fighting for their job, like just desperately trying to make an impact. You don't want them out there with those guys. It's a totally different game. But we took that chance. We never saw CJ Mosley and Avery Williamson together. He came back. He sucked. We traded him to the Steelers. He had one okay year. He had an okay end of the season there. Nothing great. Good. And they cut him, and he's been a free agent. Is he anywhere? I don't think he's anywhere. I think the last team he played for was the Steelers. I could be wrong. Let me see. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see. American football linebacker he's a free agent. Let me just make sure here. And it sucks because I like Avery Williamson. No, it looks like, so interestingly enough, last year he played 2 games for the Titans. So he ended up going back to the Titans. But is that real? Did they just re-sign him so he could retire there? That doesn't make sense. So 2020, he played for the Jets. He played 7 games for us. and 8 games for the Steelers. Then in 2021, he had 2 games that he was with the Titans. So think about that. He took the money from the Jets. He had 1 year, and essentially it was the career-ending move. Now, there's 2 ways to look at that. One is you don't sign with, if you go and sign for the money, you never know, it can get ugly quick. It's not necessarily the best move. The other side of it is, isn't he grateful he went and got as much money as he could? If he was going to get hurt soon, he squeezed another. Like, let's see, if McCagnon offered him $2 million more per year than the next guy, than the Colts, and he had a 3-year contract with us, that's $6 million extra. 6, just because. But who knows, if he's playing on a better team, maybe he doesn't get hurt. But you see what I'm saying. So, but when he came and said that, it hurt me. It hurt me because I'm just so sick of, having that low-hanging fruit that everybody can grab with us. Like, I'm just sick of it, man. Right? I know you are too. It's like we're just sick of it, that the only way that we can get players here is by overpaying them. And even the guys we overpay, they're never going to be the top tier. Never. Not anymore. Years and years ago, we did that. Got Ronnie Lott and Leonard Marshall and Boomer Esiason and all. Years ago, we could do that. But we haven't had a truly marquee free agent in a very long time. We had Trumaine Johnson. We had Marcus Gilchrist. Good. We had Buster Screen. We had Darrelle Revis, after his, the end. We got him back. So it's like there's a lot. I mean, look, even like Forte was one of my favorite running backs in the NFL for a while. 7, 8 years, whatever it was. And I wished the Jets had a running back like Forte. Then we get him. He's done, essentially. So we haven't, even though we're still overpaying everybody, I guess CJ Mosley could be the one. Maybe Le'Veon Bell. I guess you could say Bell, right? I guess you could say that. Brett Favre was a trade, though, Jim Puck. We went and stole him. So anyway, that's the whole thing. It's just like with us, the culture change thing. Like, the only way people would come to the Jets is money. And that is not a Super Bowl culture. That is not the way to build it. Like, CJ Mosley literally was given $5 million more per season for 4 years than he was getting anywhere else. So the Ravens are saying, hey, well, we want to make you, we want to keep you. We're going to give you a very respectable contract. We're going to give you $12 million. And the Jets said 17.5. It was like, his agent said, dude, if you don't sign this right now, I'm going to stab you. You know what I mean? So it's really important. It's really important that that the culture change happens. Now, the next piece of it, Jinpak, the next piece is that we have to be able to string together some nice, 3 wins in a row, a win here, a loss here, 2 wins. We got to be able to do that. We have to have chunks of our season where people start to believe, and not just us. Like, it has to be our clubhouse, right? And then us, our organization and our fans, that's first, but it's got to start happening. It's got to start filtering out there. Jets are on to something. Okay, this isn't the same old Jets. Another couple pieces, another year for Zach Wilson, they're gonna have something. Until that happens, Let's see here. Eric Decker, that's not a bad one, actually, Stud City. He was the big wide receiver target that year. That's a good point. That was a good one. Well, Snowball, you talking about Brandon Marshall? Brandon Marshall was a trade. So we traded for him. And we only gave him a 5th round pick. What does that tell you? They didn't want him in Chicago. But Tomlinson, well, that was 2010. That was the end of it. Like we could get free agents at that point. You know, we would sign. Well, Trader Mike would go get anybody he wanted, though. You know, he traded for Chris Jenkins. He traded for Thomas Jones. He traded for, what the hell is his name? Santonio Holmes. He traded for Braylon Edwards. He was just like, yep. Gimme. Like we invented that system that the Rams are using right now. It didn't work. We got right there. Think about it. If all that happened and we actually got one of those Super Bowls, it's a whole different story. But we didn't make it. We got right to the finish line and collapsed. You know what I mean? Excuse me. So, yeah. So that's the whole thing with culture change. You can get guys like CJ Uzoma. And the truth is, I like Conklin. I think I like Conklin more. Now, there's less of a sample size for Conklin, but I think we're getting Conklin at the exact right moment. Like he needed those couple years to adjust to the NFL and kind of develop. And he had a really good year last year, and we got him. Like he's on that uptrend. Like I'm really excited about Conklin and Uzoma. But I think Conklin might end up being the main one for us. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Like guys like Laken Tomlinson, who I couldn't even believe it. When we signed him first, I knew it. I knew it was going to be awesome because that was my number one target. Now I said I'd be equally happy if they went and got Kappa, Daniels. Like there was a few other guys that I said I'll be just as happy if they get him. But Laken Tomlinson was the guy I thought would be the best fit. Pro Bowl guard who already played for our coaches a year ago. He knows our system. He doesn't know a similar system. He didn't play in a wide zone. He knew he was coached by John Benton, Mike LaFleur. So I can't, once we did that, and then on the heels of that, signed Berrios, I'm like, okay, all right, we're doing something right now. Sit back and relax, everybody. Yeah, Ryan Jett says big linebackers like Lewis don't work anymore. Which Lewis? Mo Lewis? Yeah, it's a different game. You got to have true coverage skills. The thing is with Mo Lewis, I don't know who you're talking about, but Mo Lewis was dropped in coverage all the time. He'd pick the ball off. He was great in coverage. That guy was freaking amazing, dude. The best linebacker we've ever had. Let's see. Eric Deco is a good one. I know. Who wants my Le'Veon Bell jersey? Yeah, Harry, you know what I just found? Because we're moving, right? So I had all this stuff in storage and we're opening it. I don't even know what's in these boxes and stuff and coming back into a house. And I found the Chris Ivory jersey that I bought my son. That was his first jersey. He wanted Chris Ivory. Isn't that great? I said, ooh, I like this kid. I like him. It's my kid. Like Chris Ivory. Like, which one do you want? Do you want the quarterback? Nope. I want that guy. The guy that nobody can tackle and somehow seems faster than everybody on the field. Yes. Now, Chris Ivory, if he didn't get hurt like he did, he would have ended up being one of my favorite backs. If he stayed here like 6-7 years and and was able to be healthy, I think he would end up going down as one of the best backs we've ever had. But that's not the point. The point is I found the Chris Ivory jersey. It's a little tiny mini, like a mini jersey, Harry. And then I found my old Sanchez jersey with that I've never even worn, not once, a white Sanchez. I wonder if I can take the nameplate off the back. You know what I mean? Like who's number 6? Is it DJ Reed? Is that who it is? 6, number 6. DJ Reed. Oh, Harry's got a bunch. Look, who wants my Adams jersey? Yeah. Harry's crushing it. Who wants my Darnold jersey? Yeah, Abby Fresh. It's interesting because I do come from the mindset of having absolute thumpers in the middle. Like that's how I see it. But I think my hope really is that the reason that we're going this smaller, faster linebacker. I mean, CJ Mosley is considered heavy. He had to lose weight to get down to a serviceable weight for this defense. It's that they have to stick with the running backs. They have to be able to cover. Now, if they can still lay the wood, they can do that, then I'm fine with it. But I struggle. I really do. It's just weird. Yeah, well, that's it. Blitz BK. And Fred Warner's 229. Yeah. He's tall, though. It's like, but I come from the mentality. I love 245. I love that. I like guys 240, 245 that will just, you run in. Like, you know what I like? I like guys that'll take on the guard. That's what I like. I like guys even better that will crush the guard and still make the tackle. I like even better guys that the guard and the center can't stop on the way to crushing their quarterback. That's my guys. That's what I love. That's my guys. Whitehead is 6, Dom. You sure? Oh, DJ Reed is 4, right? There it is. Ryan Jet, right? 4. So Whitehead is number 6. What weird numbers? Isn't this weird? You guys not feel the same way about this? I feel like it's weird. Like, think about we have 1, 4, and 6. Like 37, Bryce Hall. That makes sense to me. That makes more sense to me. Whitehead. Interesting. So you have the 33. So think about it, right? 33, if we could just de-stitch. Now, I'm sure it's possible, but I don't want my cloddy fingers in there. I'm more likely just to break it, tear it. I'm not known for my intricate, detailed work. It's not me. That's not the end that I've ever been involved in. You know what I mean? They go, okay, all the bricks are here. Get this guy out of here. All right, who's next? I'm a lump. You know what I mean? That's what I've always been. I'm a lump humper. And so I'm sure, but if you could like de-stitch it neatly, like number 6 is Jordan Whitehead. That'd be a great jersey to have, right? For this year. You just take that out, you go get Whitehead made, and you have Whitehead put on it. I think I might look into that actually. Now, it's not one of our new jersey styles. It's not that style of jersey. It's obviously when Sanchez was here. But I would wear a Jordan Whitehead jersey this year, right? I don't see that as too risque. So Abby's saying he's got to get bigger, but that's the thing. Abby, Salah, that is consciously getting smaller at the position. Now you think about it like this. So like I said, I'm with you. I struggle with this one. I really do. But if we're running a 4-2-5 defense where we only have 2 linebackers out there, CJ Mosley is 230. What Jamian Sherwood is 224. Let me see here. Oh my God, my fingers are like all fat, and he's 220. Right? So he's small. What the hell does happen here? Okay, I thought I closed out I thought I used a tab that we're on. So Jamian Sherwood is 220. So think about this. We got a 4-2-5. And you want Jamian Sherwood and CJ Mosley to take care of the running backs and the tight end. That's their whole job. That's their job. And then you have 5 defensive backs out there that can cover their asses off and tackle. Jordan Whitehead's a great tackler. So is DJ Reed. So is Bryce Hall, for that matter. So if you can take away the passing game, like with our edge rusher, our coverage, if you can be more effective in the passing game than even you are in the running game, dude, it's gonna be positive. I said, I'm trying to make it work in my brain. I don't come from that mindset, but I do understand what he's trying to do. Jets Forever says Nasruddin is linebacker 1. Yeah, of course he is. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Nasruddin. Yeah, right, Drippy? Drippy Douglas. Miss Ivory, that play against Miami. It's really so good. It's so good. Slago says, Bean, make it a Lucas jersey. Ray Lucas, baby. Wasn't that painful? So 1999. Oh, guys, did I tell you? You know how I tell you guys that story all the time about when the Cleveland Browns came back to the NFL was 1999. Me and a group of my friends, we rented a camper. We had Giants fans, Dallas fans, Pittsburgh fans, Jets fans, Giants fans, Miami fan. And we all went out there to Cleveland to welcome them back to the NFL. We made a big sign that said, "Welcome back, Cleveland." And I ended up getting into like the hugest fight ever because they're just the worst fans in the world. But my cousin, just 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, sent me videotape. Now, guys, we're talking about recording on flip phones, most of it. He said, I found us making the sign. I found us walking into the stadium. You know, we got to hang out in the stadium the day before because my friend was an executive for the Browns, and that's how we got dog pound tickets, and then the whole thing was really cool. We were in the stadium. Like, I found all the stuff. Us walking around Cleveland. I got to find. I'm going to see if the fight is in there. I doubt the whole fight's in there. But if you guys could see, but I'm going to make a little video. I'm going to put it together and show you guys. Show you guys what I looked like back then. I was, what is that, 1999? So that's 23 years ago. How old was I? I'm 49, 23. So that's 26. Am I 26? Yeah, I'm 26 years old at the time. We went to the Hall of Fame. Isn't that crazy? We just found all the tape. I couldn't even imagine that we were recording that. That was way before this recording thing. I couldn't believe it. Jets Carpetbagger has an interesting question. If you go to lunch with any of the defensive players from the Jets, which one would you choose? Sauce. He's going to carry around a bottle of sauce with him. No, I don't know. Let's see. Any defensive player? You know what? I need to think about it. I mean, I'm inclined to say Michael Clemens just because he does look like a good time, that guy. He looks like you can have a real conversation with him. But and CJ Mosley, as much as I like him, he does seem kind of dry, doesn't he? Seems a little bit dry. Like he's not necessarily a conversationalist. You know, I'm not saying he's bad at it, but I don't know if we would jive. You know what, though? It would probably be CJ Mosley, maybe Quinnen. I'd love a good hang with Quinnen. You know, we're very different people, but I would love a good hang with Quinnen Williams. Like a good lunch, like a nice hour-long lunch, just sitting back and chatting. I think that'd be fun. I think that would be fun. Jermaine Johnson is good, interesting. JFM, you know what? JFM looks like a really good guy to talk to. Maybe Bryce Hall. I don't know. What's up, Owen? I missed? What'd I miss? What'd I miss, Owen? Terrible. Of course, I did want Chanel. Why the hell wouldn't you want him? What's wrong with you? Do you not know what football players look like anymore, Jets Forever? Give me a fucking break. You might not. You might want somebody else, but give me a break. That guy's going to be a thumper. He's going to be, give him 2-3 years max. He's going to be thumping everybody. He's going to be in the NFL for 10 years. Why wouldn't you want a guy like Chanel? I don't even understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. You don't make sense to me, Jets forever. You're trying to tell me Hamza Nasruddin is linebacker 1. Clearly that doesn't make any sense, but I left it. I gave you some sugar. I put sugar on it for you. Now you're saying that Chanel is a bad player to want on your team. Are you high? Did you watch any tape on this guy? I can't take it anymore. Jets forever. I can't stand it anymore, man. I've had it. Right. Twisted nails it. I like guys that can make a damn tackle. We haven't seen a full D that can do. I know what's with the missed tackles, Twisted. That's like above all else, right? Like above everything. The one thing that every single player on the defense should know how to do and do well is tackle. It's a different NFL. These guys, a lot of them, they don't want to put their body on the line. They don't want to. Their body's their meal ticket. They don't want to do it. I wish that the Jets, and hopefully we get here. Like, you know how they talk about, we want guys who love football, like love the game of football. We want guys that hate to lose more than they like to win. That's a big shift. Guys that love the game of football. I would love it if we get to a point, and we might already be there, but if we got to a point where guys that can't tackle, doesn't matter how great they are at the other thing, they don't come here. We don't want you. Why? Because you suck at tackling. And this is it. You're on the defense, and that's job number 1. You know what I mean? Like above everything else. Yes, you got to work on your coverage. You got it. But whatever it is, your pass rush moves. Number one thing that everybody on that field should know how to do is, hey, he might be better at coverage than me. He might be better at zone or man. That's all great. But everybody on this field should be an exceptionally proficient tackler. I can't take watching missed tackles. Like, look, I used to coach 9, 10, and 11-year-olds for 3 years. 9, 10, and 11. And the first year I had wide receivers, but that's just because the coaches, they didn't know what to do with me. And I was kind of a new coach. So I wasn't really wide receivers coach. That was just my title they gave me. What my job was with these kids was to run the tackling drills and to run all the, the blocking drills, like all the drills, which I would tell these kids all the time. This is the most fun we're going to have. Don't be scared of each other. Like you get the little kid, he's nervous, running Oklahoma, he's scared. Oh no, you got the big guy over there. I love putting little guys versus big guys, all that shit. Not like in a sadistic way, but like to get that kid understanding that you are covered in pads. Don't worry about him. Like one of the things I always taught was it only hurts if you get hit. Doesn't hurt when you make the hit. You're on the football field. One of two things is going to happen. You're going to get hit or you're going to hit somebody. It never hurts when you hit. It only hurts when you get hit. So if you commit to the hit, to the tackle, doesn't hurt. Just do it. Because if you kind of pull up a little bit and he runs you over, that hurts. Sucks. But anyway, the 3 years I was there, then I ended up being the defensive coach and everything. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm Vince Lombardi. Right? I was 9, 10, and 11 years. But where I had them, the only thing that I wanted to make sure that they left my team with knowing was how to tackle, how to cover, how to tackle, how to catch, like hands catches. I used to run this drill where I would have the kids with a pole in front of them. Now, I didn't make that drill. I was shown that drill, but they have a like a pole. So there's like a light post, right? Think about right here, like a light post. And there's a light post here, and I'm on the other side. I would throw the ball, and if they caught it here, it was like this. They caught it here, below the waist. It was a specific way to catch it, right? I would work that on them for an hour. And they loved it too, man. because they got good. My kids could tackle and catch. Blocking was different, was weird. And I know, look, I'm an old head. I get it. You know what I mean? I know exactly who I am. But I know, right? The days of Dick Butkus are over. And it's a sad thing. Like, I know that's a good statement. But there's nothing wrong with being a solid coverage linebacker, being fast, like me, a little bit lighter. Okay, fine. Got to keep up with the running backs and all that. Like, the position has changed, right? So we know that. So you're a little bit lighter. You got to be more nimble. You have to be able to cover. But there's nothing wrong with being able to knock people's faces off when you hit them, too. You know? Tell you, some of the smallest kids I ever had, dude, they were hardest hitters. Because it's all here. You hit with your brain. And I don't mean your physical brain. You hit with your psyche. That's where you hit. It has almost nothing to do with the body. Once you get form down and all that. Anyway, I miss coaching. But I can't. I can't anymore. Dom C, that's an interesting point. He says you could just have the Whitehead nameplate stitch over the Sanchez. Like, why even deal with taking it off, you're saying? Wouldn't it look too thick? But that's not a bad idea, Dom. See, Dom is getting to the brass tacks. Right? That's not a bad idea. Look, Ed, this is like, you see what Dom just said, Ed? But he says, does anybody know a company that can change the nameplates on the back of jerseys? I have 2 Jamal Adams, black and white. Why don't I start that company? GreenBean's backs. The back attack. GreenBeans change your back. GreenBean's got your back. What do you think? GreenBean's got your back. Did you spend $190 on some shitty player's jersey and they were gone? You wore it one time and they were gone off your team? I'll fix that for you. Send it to me. $20. I take care of it. Of course, with shipping and handling, of course. You did? No, you didn't. Snowball says he just brought a Ferguson, a DeBrickashaw Ferguson color rush. Let me tell you something. I don't hate many Jets jerseys. Like, you guys know, I'm not a fan of the Titans uniform. I'm not. Like, I'm a Jets fan. Green, white. That's me. You want to sprinkle a little gray in there? It's great. You want to put a little black in there? It's great. But green and white, that's who we are. So I don't like the Titans jersey for that reason. I don't want to argue with anybody. It's just how I feel. Any other Jets jersey that we've had, of course, I like some more than others. But the one thing I just did not like, Snowball, was that damn color rush. I didn't like that color rush. I just, I think they were going too far into like trying too hard. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Let's see. Mid-Flair checking in. He says Brees Hall's the number 1 running back. Watch the tape. I agree. But you know what's interesting about that, Mitt, is that I don't think that means anything negative about Michael Carter. I really don't. I see you guys talking about this in there. But I think Michael Carter is going to be an invaluable piece to this offense. But you cannot ignore that he got hurt 3 times last year. Ended the season, right? On IR. Didn't he? Yeah, I know Jets forever. Of course. I know. I get it. I think you're wrong, like many other times. It's okay. I think he went to a team that's going to know how to use him too. That's the positive. Like if he goes down to Jacksonville or something, or even to the Jets last 10 years. Although defensively, we've had some good coaches. I mean, look, you can say what you want about Greg Williams. You really can. But the guy knew how to coach defense, man. He's just a relic. He's a relic. Let's see. Stephen Ingalls says he was in Cleveland. Town is dank and gray. And you know what? I was there before the Flats. You know, that's like their kind of their party area, the Flats. I was there before the Flats got like decimated. It was like I went back there years later and it was like everything was closed down. Like it was a happening place. Then it was all boarded up. It's creepy, man. I got into a huge fight. It was fucking crazy, man. It was just, I mean, that broke my heart. I couldn't believe it. I thought that we would have been impervious to that. You know, like the NFL stole your team, where you fought in court and kept your name, the Browns. So they took the team and made them the Ravens, but they didn't get to keep your name. That means you guys will have your team back. Dude, I'm proud of that fight. And I felt like if they can take a team from Cleveland, they can take it from anywhere. You know, like it's crazy. So we went there. We were just the best of intentions ever. Welcome back, Cleveland, with a bunch of fans wearing different jerseys. They hated it. They hated us. Now, I met a few people that are really cool. Overall, by and large, they were jerks. They couldn't see it. They're like, fuck you, man. Go home. And that happened to be the day that Vinny Testaverde got hurt. That was that game. So that was the same day. They were the night game that night. So they were at 8 p.m. So Vinny Testaverde ruptured his Achilles the day before. I mean, in the 1 o'clock game. And Vinny Testaverde happened to be on the Cleveland Browns when they went to the Ravens, or I suppose. And dude, they were relentless. Vinny, all day. I'm like, who does that? Who does that? You know what I mean? And again, can we get past that? Like, I'm here. Respect, man. Respect to you and your city. Dude, they 9 out of 10 people could not even see what we were doing. We had a sign. Welcome back, Cleveland. Get out of here. Go home. Take your stupid sign. That's what it was all day. So, and I still wouldn't have wanted to fight, but you know, that's what happens. Bethpage Chris. We are beating the Ravens week 1, 31-13, and putting the NFL on notice. Here's what I'll say. And I'm still calm. This is the calm season. Okay. I usually get pretty excited for week 1. I let myself get as excited as I want week 1. But I got to tell you, Chris, I think that the Jets have a very good chance. If the team we've built is the team that we bring to the game, like, you know, meaning health, I think we have a much better shot than people are giving us credit for. Now, the Ravens are a well-coached team, so they're not somebody that's like in too much danger of a real letdown game. Like, it's not like playing one of these other, like even like the Bengals, like they're new winners. You know what I mean? They could think, oh, we're going to stomp this team. And, you know, the Ravens are well run. You got to give that to them. Harbaugh he's top tier. So I don't think they're in too much danger. But that said, it's still week 1. And week 1, crazy stuff happens. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So if the Ravens think for one split second that we are going to get rolled on, I think the right hook comes in, little uppercut action, pop, let him make him see stars for a moment, and you stomp. And I think if that happens, we could steal their soul, especially in our house. And we're all going to be there. We're all going to be there. Let's see what else we got here. DJ Reed, Iowa Jetsfan. I don't want to have to visit a chiropractor for having cranked my neck up. Well, that's a good point. Did you hear that DJ Reed won't eat French toast? Won't even try it. Won't even try it. It's interesting. He said he heard it has eggs in it. He said, oh, man, I don't know what you guys are doing. Daniel Murphy says, Jets Forever's like you, Greenbean. If he's not on our team, he stinks. I wish that were the case, Daniel. I can respect that. But he doesn't care. It doesn't matter what team they're on. They're busts or they're great. That's it. There's no middle ground for this guy. He's got no middle ground. He's like incapable. He's just a pendulum. Whoosh, they suck. They're the best. That's kind of where he lives. It's okay. It's okay. So look, a couple things. One is I want to remind you guys about the fundraiser that we have going on for Iowan Jets fan. And again, if we get enough money to get him to the Jets game opening day, we're moving right on to get money for the next Jets fan. We're trying to get as many Jets fans to the game as we can. Okay. The link is in the top of the description. The link is in the top of the description. You can donate anything, $5, $10, whatever it is. If we all donated $5, we would have it. And we'd be on the next guy already. So we want to fly Iowan Jets fan in. You guys know he's one of your brothers here. He's here every week. He's always here. So we can get him to the game. It would be his first Jets game ever. You know what I mean? Harry's coming up. Harry hasn't been to a Jets game since Shea Stadium. He lives in Florida. He has not been to a Jets game since Shea. Dude, we're bringing him in. So if that's something that interests you, throw $5 at it. Say, you know what? Here's $5. Here's $10. Here's $374. Whatever you want. You can do that. And again, we're just going to keep going until it gets too close. You know what I mean? If we can get guys to the game, we're just going to keep doing it. Buy you the ticket, get your plane fare, whatever it is that we need the money for. We're going to be able to do it. Maybe we'll get like a certain amount for everybody, but just first up is Iowa. We got to see if we can get that guy from Corn Country down here. All right. So that would be great. Now, another thing I want to tell you guys about, you guys know that we have a major battle in camp this year, right? So we got left tackle battle between Mekhi Becton and George Fant. There are many people who think it's already a foregone conclusion that George Fant is starting at left tackle. I am not one of those people. I tend to think that they're going to give him like 2 weeks. And if Mekhi Becton's fat and sloppy or anything like that, then George Fant's going to go to left side. But I think Mekhi Becton, if he comes out and plays to what he is, I think he's a better left tackle than George Fant. So we got this battle. So here's what I did. You guys know I make games for that Versus app. So I made a game for us. And I'm going to make a few more with different training camp battles. But the first one up is Becton versus Fant. Who's going to be named our starting left tackle? Mekhi Becton or George Fant? The link is in the description. It says the question right there. Click on the link. You can play it for free. You can play it for $1. You can play it for $10, $100. As soon as you pick one. So if you do a $10 game, you say, you know what? I bet George Fant's going to start. Here's $10 down. The app will wait till somebody does the exact same thing on the other end, and they'll pair them against you. So you're actually playing other people that think the opposite. So Jets Forever, this is you. These games have your name all over it, man. These games have your name all over it. So anyway, you can click on that link and play the game. And if you'd like to just check it out, see how smart you are, see if you're on the right track, play it for free a couple times if you want. But I'm having a blast. I love it. I love it to death. And I'm going to set up so many training camp battles. We're going to see how smart we really are, man. I'm betting. It's not a bet really, but I'm playing. See, look right here. Like Richard says, Fant is not starting at left tackle. Becton is our Richard. This is what I'm talking about. I talk to people. I'm on that side. I think Becton's our left tackle. That's what I think. But I talk to many other people. They're like, dude, it's already done. George Fant is the starting left tackle. They're just trying to work his contract down. They're talking contract with Fant. They're trying to say he should get right tackle money and the whole thing. So who knows? But look, Richard, click on the link and play the game. It's fun. I have all kinds of fun games up there. Anyway, I'm really digging it. You guys should try it. And that's one. So another thing I want to remind you guys, man, excuse me, is that the gas prices are insane. Now, it's not a sponsor of mine or anything, but it's something that I use. I've been using it for years, and it's never been more helpful than right now. In the description, there's a Save Money on Gas app. It's an app called Get Upside. Literally, all you do is when you're about to get gas, like you're driving, you want to find gas, you open the app. It's going to tell you which gas stations are participating. So the mobile up here, the whatever over here, and it'll tell you how much off it's going to give you at what you want, like regular, mine's diesel. So it'll give you 13 cents off a gallon on diesel and 8% off in the store. So you just go there, you fill up. Well, you got to engage the app, like claim the offer. You fill up, and then the app gives you money. Like they give you that money back. So I'll tell you right now, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Okay. So I've had probably 25 of you guys already sign up for this thing through my app. If you click on my link and use my code on your first time, you get an additional 15 cents off per gallon. And so do I. So it helps me too. Again, I'm not sponsored, but it helps. So right now, this is how much I have in my little account. Where is it? That's money back from gas. That's probably, I don't know, maybe 3 months, two or 3 months. And then what I want to do, like when you want to claim it, you just say, claim it. Hey, what are you doing? Scared the hell out of me. My daughter's taking the dog for a walk. I just got told there are bears here earlier today. I just heard that. I was like, my heart dropped. But you just click on the app and you say, I want to redeem my money. It says, how do you want to redeem it? You wanted an Olive Garden card? You wanted a Visa gift card? You wanted an Amazon card? I tend to do most of mine in Amazon because that's just the way it is over here. But anyway, it helps, man. Again, they don't pay me to do it. It's just something I personally use. It has helped. You guys know I've been traveling for years. I don't know, man, what I would have done without it. I wait till I get like anywhere from $100 to $300. I take it out and I go buy a fucking microphone. I go buy whatever. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's another thing for you in there. And so we have the GoFundMe for Iowa Jetsfan. We have the versus game, BECTON versus FANT. And then we have the gas thing. And then obviously you can support the channel by liking and subscribing. You can also join the Beanbaggers, which, man, I was sick. We had a big thing scheduled last week. I got online with those guys. We were going to watch a game, do our classic. We were going to watch the classic game together. And 10 minutes in, I'm like, guys, I can't do it. I need to go to bed. Like that sucked, you know? But so right now it's in a little bit of a dip. But anyway, it's really one of the joys of my Jets experience right now. Like doing this is that I get to hang with the Beanbaggers. There's like, I think 37 of them, it's 36 right now. And in there, it's a fucking great time. Man. It's a great time. And I try to, every few months, I change it up what it is. And I make new content that's private for you guys and hangout sessions and all that. So it's a good time. So if you'd like to do that, that's there for you as well. But in addition, I appreciate it. It helps keep me going out here. So as you guys know, I'm a homeschool dad now. Jay Spector, where's the shotgun? I know, right? It sits around. It's not right here right now, but I have the screen protecting me. So I'm safe. Actually, what is this? It's pretty solid. See this thing? Like there's like these bars here. I mean, a barrel to go through, but I at least have a second. But yeah, man. You know, areas, Aaron Butler. That's well said, buddy. And just so you know, man, you're like 95% respectful. Sometimes you get a little ball busty, but that's okay. You've been respectful. We love having you here. I'm not going to always engage it, right? You know, but I appreciate it, man. If we can have a good dialogue, there's nothing wrong with, you know, going back and forth as fans. That's what it is. Remember years ago, that's what we did. We didn't have the internet. You'd meet somebody who's a Patriots fan or a Dolphins fan, and you guys would rib each other. Nobody wanted to fight. It wasn't anything. It's just, that's what we do. Fuck you. We're going to kill you. Your quarterback sucks. That's what we said. Marino sucks. Knowing full well Marino's awesome. You know, I said Marino sucks constantly. But he says, hey, here's to a very healthy Ravens and Jets all season long. Yep, I agree, man. Because listen, not for nothing, the Jets were top 2 or 3 injuries last year, and that's been our experience for a little too long, actually. But last year, you guys had it too, man. You guys were starting. We had a practice squad quarterback who actually threw for 400 yards for us one game. But when we got Flacco and Mike White back and Zach Wilson, we put him back on the practice squad, and you guys stole him and started him. You know? So it's a little bit. So we get it, man. Healthy is the way to go. Healthy is the way to go. And if we could be healthy, like then you got a chance. Like think about this, Aaron. All offseason, your team spends money. They have all these scouts. They go visit all the schools. They do the draft. They make trades. They spend millions of dollars and just countless hours trying to build a team. Then they build a team, and then by week 1, half the team isn't there. You know how terrible that is? Like, I can't even imagine, Aaron. For Jets fans, I can't even imagine what it's like to show up to week 1 with the team that we built. Like, we get excited about this free agent, that draft pick. We never get to see him. Isn't it horse shit? So healthy's the way to start. Dave Echeverry, he says, GreenBean, did you get your new place yet? Yeah, that's where I am right now, Dave. Let me see. Can you guys see? Let me see. I can't. It's tough right now. Let me see. This is my son. This is my porch. Yeah, you can't really see. Hold on. Let me do this. See? All right. I'm out in this porch. I got like a big screen house out here. See that? Let's see. Hold on. This is not easy to do. Yeah. So, but I'm building a studio out back. So I'm like, right now I'm doing the insulation to the walls and I'm filling all the cracks and doing all that stuff. But yeah, then I'm going to put like a nice insulation, layer, of course. And then I'm going to build, sheetrock walls. Then we're going to paint it. I'm putting in a whole new floor. I'm putting in all kinds of, security measures and all that kind of stuff. But then it's going to be badass, man. I can't wait to have my son and I are building this studio. It's going to be half of it's going to be like GreenBean Studios. The other half is going to be Metal Kid and our band stuff so we can rock out and write songs and stuff. But Metal Kid, if you guys haven't supported my son, that's another thing you can do. I really appreciate it. He's metal, like the word metal _kid on YouTube. And we do fun stuff. Like he shows me like today's heavy metal. Like I'm old metal. I love, metal, but dude, the shit he listens to is crazy. So we do reaction videos where I'm like listening to his songs for the first time. And it's fun. It's a fun time. But anyway, if you guys wanted to go and spend a second and support that, I'd appreciate that as well. He's a good kid, man. Teen Bean, we call him over here. But I think his who he really is Metal Kid. Like that's where I took him today to he has there's a studio here in Charlottesville that he did like a music camp. And once you do the camp, you can just show it's a studio in an old church that Dave Matthews helped open for the town because he's from here. But it's a beautiful old church with stained glass windows, and they made it into like a 2 or 3 floor sound studio, like all kinds of private rooms and mixing boards. But my son they let him just go there and hang out. So he meets his friends there and they go make music, So I think even though he is Teen Bean and he loves the Jets and he knows more than I do half the time, I think who he really is Metal Kid. That's who that kid really is. He's a funny metalhead, dude. He makes me, and I'm metal. That kid makes me look soft. What's up, Joe Schwert? But thanks for asking, Echeverry. Let's see, a couple more questions. What do we got here? We'll get a couple more questions here. New York Sports Wicker Media, Watch UK. Don't forget to support our buddy New York Sports Wicker Media, if you get the chance. He's out there too. He says, I will see you. Jeremy and I will see you tomorrow night. There you go. Clearly he's here promoting his show. So go check those guys out too. I am with Jets fan says, hydrate. What would get DC on the hot seat? Hydrate. Wait. DC? You mean defensive coordinator? I don't know. And forgive me. I hate ruining a good joke if everybody gets it. But I'm sorry, Iowa. I find you to be a funny person. I'll make that clear. I generally get your humor. I enjoy your humor. I don't know what you're talking about. Hydrate. Hydrate. What would get DC on the hot seat? Who's DC? Anybody want to help me here? Help me with this one. What's up? Murahile. Murahile. Did I say it right, buddy? I'm feeling confident. Right, Daniel. We're all metalheads. Yeah. So anyway, if you wanna, yeah, dude, Chris Bradigan gets into metal conversations with my son all the time through the Discord. He's awesome. Chris, yeah, I'm telling you, Chris is fucking no joke either. That guy's heavy. He's hard. I didn't know that about Chris until this stuff came out. But help me with this joke real fast. Did I say it right, Johnny? I did, didn't I? Not even close. Get out of here. Mirahile. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Mirahile. Johnny Mirahile. Mirahile. That's it. I know I'm getting it right. Now you're just busting my balls. Heel. Now, Knobcraft. Mirahile. He told me that's what I said first. Who's telling me to hydrate? Wait, let me see. All right. I want to get the joke. Defensive coordinator, Ulbricht. Right. That's what I was thinking. Okay. So what's the joke? He's trying to get you to drink something. Drink what? What am I drinking? Gatorade is better than what I'm drinking. Drink some water. Why? I'm drinking gallons of water. Dude, I drink probably 7 of these, 8 of these a day. These are liters, like literally every single day. I'm trying to stay awake with you guys, so I'm drinking an energy drink. That's my first energy drink I've had in a week. Is that what you're saying? Who's DC, though? Iowa Jets fan. What happened? It's straightforward. Defensive coordinator, right? I don't know what you're talking about, though. I wanna understand. So you're saying to drink some water. Energy drinks are bad. Yeah, I know, but that's how I stay awake, buddy. That's how I stay awake. What do you want from me? I've been in bed for 2 weeks. I got to stay awake. Now I'm going to be up all night and I'm going to ruin my sleep pattern and wake up sick tomorrow. Yeah, Sabbath Volume 4, great one. So I saw a question in here. It's interesting. Oh, Hawk's a metalhead. Nice, buddy. Give me your number one. If you had to pick one band, your band, what is it? I'm curious. Let me see. I just saw, I wish I could see who it was. And I'm sorry, I lost it. Oh, there it is. Louis Bethencourt. He says, is Cager even making the team? Here's the plan for Lawrence Cager from my perspective. They're bringing him on. Don't forget, Joe Douglas, he got him as an undrafted free agent. He ended up having to start for us, because of injuries. He looked pretty good. And then the same thing that happened to Cager throughout his career happened. He got hurt, and he was never really able to come back. So he went and he gained 25 pounds or so. He's switching position. So they're thinking that the muscle can help him stay healthy. Great. He's super tall. He's got very good hands. He's got very, very good speed. Right. So he's fast enough. He's big enough. He high points the ball. He's got good hands. So he's got all this stuff. They're going to bring him on. He's not going to make the team. There is no way without a complete degradation of our entire tight end room. There is no way that he's making the team, but they're going to put him on the practice squad and they're going to see if Lawrence Cager can stay healthy for the whole season on the practice squad, which he more than likely, sad to say, won't be able to do. If he can stay healthy from the practice squad, so you're practicing with us every single day and you can stay healthy, next year they'll give him a shot to make the team. That's what I think. Again, that's barring injuries and complete freak show. I happen to like Lawrence Cager. I think, hey man, I really do appreciate, like, if he's not gonna, his career was kind of over as a wide receiver, so he went back to the drawing board and he pulled a Kenny Yeboah. Don't forget, Kenny Yeboah had a similar thing. Now, we didn't have the same injury problem that Lawrence Cager has, but Kenny Yeboah did the same thing. Matt Rule sat him down and said, look, it's going to tell you, bro, you have a major uphill battle as a wide receiver. If you switch to a tight end, I'll work with you. And he did. He gained 35 pounds in 2 years. And, the rest is history. Had a great year at Ole Miss after he transferred from Temple. And anyway, so if Lawrence Cager can go back to the drawing board and reinvent himself, I respect that. And I think Joe Douglas and Saleh do too. I think they do. They respect it. They'll give it a chance. But he's going to have to stay healthy from the practice squad. They're just going to keep him on the practice squad all year. And that's if he stays healthy even up to this. Now, if he doesn't stay healthy, they're going to cut him. There's no reason to keep him because that's the issue with him. He's never been able to stay healthy for more than a few games in his whole college and short NFL career. Never happened. So I think he's got a lot of talent. It'd be great. But, you hear all this stuff like, yeah, I know. That's the whole thing. Like Connor Hughes, let me just tell you. Oh, I should have told you. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter this week. It was fucking hilarious. DJ Bieniemy came out and defended Connor Hughes to me. He defended his honor to me. Like, what are you talking about? But anyway, we don't have to get into that now. It's late. But I'll tell you about it next time. But Connor Hughes, listen, dude, Connor Hughes is talking about Jeff Smith and Lawrence Cager because that's a way to talk about Denzel Mims that he's sucking. Now, it doesn't mean that Jeff Smith doesn't look good, but we've seen Jeff Smith for 3 NFL seasons. The team clearly likes him. They'll give him a chance. But Jeff Smith lighting it up in minicamp, that's not exactly what I would call newsworthy. You know what I mean? It's the low-hanging fruit. It's easy. Oh, Lawrence Cager caught 3 passes. Jeff Smith caught a couple passes. I'll write an article about that because he can't write. There's nothing negative to write about Mims right now. And I'm telling you, they have, at least Connor Hughes does not like Denzel Mims. Why? I can't even begin to try to explore with you. I don't know. But if you look at the choice of words, you clearly see there's something personal there. There are digs. There are personal digs. So why? What is that? Did Denzel Mims grab your wife's butt? Is that what happened? Okay. We get it. Okay. But, outside of something like that, like, what is it? So anyway, they can't write anything negative about Mims. So what they do, and this is just my own thoughts, I could be wrong with it. But then, so what they do is they talk about Denzel Mims' competition at the bottom end of the roster, and they blow them up because that's another way to say Denzel Mims is garbage. I'm telling you. Dude, let me just say this. And again, I could be wrong. I was an addiction therapist for 15 years. Okay. I've worked with over 15,000 struggling alcoholics and addicts whose number one talent, all of them, is they're completely full of shit. Okay. And they all think they're the slickest guy in the room. My job was literally to see through it and try to figure out what's really going on so I can help this person get out of there. This whole web that they're stuck in. And you guys know, I don't say that like toward addicts that they're full of shit, but that's what addiction is, So anyway, again, I can always be wrong, but I'm just telling you, my angles are pretty good. I do this for a living. Not right now because I resigned, But it's kind of my gig, is to figure out what's really being said when somebody says something. I'm not stupid. Again, can always be wrong, but that's what I see. That's what I see. Is grunge metal? Sure. Sure. Yeah, I'd say so. It's not really heavy metal. Let me see. Did Hawk check back in? Let me see what his band is. There it is. You go, okay, good. Hawk says, I'll sum it up for you, Bean. Iowan said he was going to say hydrate every time Lewis spammed the same question about the DC Ulbricht. Inside joke in the chat, and it's 100% Slayer. Okay, so that's what it was. Then why did he give me a super chat? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you say super chats, in my opinion, should be independent thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna fucking give you guys the rules for super chats because I can't read every comment. As you guys know, I'm talking right now, like blah blah blah. You guys are writing stuff, so I can't see them. If you're gonna send a super chat, you know I'm gonna read it. At least help me. I don't know what an inside joke is. No, I would expect more from you, Iowa. Quite frankly, I'm over here pushing your link, trying to get you to the game, and you set me up to look like a fool. There's 20 friggin' minutes of this. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you. At least Hawk has got my back. Unlike Iowa. Jeez. I tell you, man. I thought we were pals. You set me up to drown. So Slayer, I'm a huge Slayer fan, bro. Big Slayer guy. But that's the thing. Like the shit that my son listens to, it's like, it's heavier than Slayer. Now, Slayer is heavy as shit. But it's like it's a different level. I don't even understand. I can't even relate with it. Now I'm old. I know. It's a crazy. That's Slipknot. Let me tell you something. I just took my son to see Slipknot a couple months ago. They were awesome. They were awesome. Who opened? Kill Switch Engage. They were all right. But Slipknot, though, fantastic. Great show, too. They were great. And my son was so psyched. Pink Floyd, there it is. That's my shit, right? It's like I have a wide array of stuff, but Pink Floyd is big for me. Huge. Probably my, it's weird. Like my number one band of all time, if I'm just going to be real, like I like to maybe not say it and everything, but since I'm 4 years old, my number one band has been Kiss. Number one. Okay. Now, I love Metallica. I love Pink Floyd. I love Slayer. I love all kinds of stuff. But Kiss is number one. That said, it's weird. It's hard to do this, but there's my favorite real band for the past 20 years, maybe longer, has really, even though Kiss is still number one, it's weird, a weird way to say it, but King Diamond is my favorite, period. Like I love King Diamond. I love Merciful Fate. That's my stuff. And then in the same breath, I can say, you know who my real favorite is? It's Pink Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of twisted up. But if I'm being real, like my number one band forever, and I've seen them 25 times live, like I've met them, like the whole thing. It's Kiss. And I know people can say what they want. What's up, Cyber Systema? I see you. Yeah, they do. But it's just like, if I'm being real, like, I know people think that like Kiss isn't this or Kiss isn't that, but if you don't know, you don't know. Like Kiss created it, man. Like I'm a huge Sabbath fan, right? Like I love Black Sabbath, and they created heavy metal for sure. And I love Alice Cooper. And Alice Cooper he kind of invented that like storytelling stage show for the rock genre, huge Alice Cooper fan. But Kiss blew it open. Kiss was larger than life and showed the rest of these acts out there what's possible. And in the meantime, they're like the Jets, like Mo Lewis, Kyle Clifton, Mark Astor, they never get any accolades. Kiss is the same way. Like they laid it out, they invented it, and essentially, and they never get any credit for that. So people just think Kiss is corny. And look, when you look at it now, Kiss is corny, man. Okay. I don't know what they're doing. I wish they would just cut it out already. You're ruining it. Fucking ruining it, man. Rush. I only saw Rush once, but I'm really happy I did. And it was like, I think their last tour before, sadly, Neil Peart died. See, Daniel, that's what my son will know. My son knows all that stuff. See, I'm not into the genre enough anymore. Maximilian says Pantera was all, but yeah, I love Pantera. Loved Pantera, man. I love them. They were so good. I even liked the Cowboys from Hell. I forget the name. I think that might be the album name. I just forget. But I think I loved that stuff too. And they definitely morphed after that into what they really are. But I love it. Megadeth. Yeah, they're way up there with me, buddy. I love Megadeth. Yeah, he is, Hawk. Neil Peart, untouchable. Untouchable. 70s Kiss. There it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know all about it, Bradigan. Me and my son already watched some of that. I think it's probably the same thing because it's Hellfest. Yeah. How great is King Diamond still? King Diamond rules, dude. If you guys don't know a King Diamond, check it out. You're gonna hate it. If you don't like, it's so far out there, but he's so good. I love him. Yeah, vulgar display, right. So, guys, let's wrap this up. It was a nice hang. I'm glad we got back together. I am going to do a Thursday thick of it this week, but I'm going to tell you now, the Thursday thick of it will be the last live stream or last video, really, for 2 weeks. I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I'm very behind on like everything to do with life because of this sickness, and I'm stressed because of it. That's the truth of it. I get myself all worked up, and I always feel like I need to just take a breather. I haven't taken a break from this in 3 years. You know what I mean? Like I did the whole year and a half with Jetnation, did the year and a half here. Might even be longer than that, but I have not stopped for 3 years. Even whenever, I'm working here, I'm doing that. I still made videos at least weekly, and I need a break. Okay. So that's what it boils down to. So I'm going to do a Thursday thick of it this week, but then we're going to take a break. We're going to cool it. And then we'll come back with a Greenbeanjetsfan pod and the whole thing. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, so we'll hang out on Thursday, and we'll have a good time, and then we'll go from there. Okay, guys. But look, it really was nice to hang with you guys. I'm really happy that we got to do it. I almost didn't tonight. Honestly, I was even telling some people, I'm like, I don't know if I have it in me, and now I'm all energy drinked up. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys coming here. Don't forget, if you would like to help a Jets fan get to the game, you can donate. The link is in the top of the description. $5. If we all did $5, we'd have them. We'd have tickets. And then again, we're not just looking for one person. There's somebody first, but we're going to keep going and try to get as many people to the game that couldn't go otherwise as we can. If you want to play the game, who's going to win? The starting left tackle, Mekhi Becton or George Fant. You can find that right in the description as well. It says it right there. Just who's going to win the starting left job. Click on the app and you can get in. You can play for free. You can play for $1. You can play for $100. However confident you are in your thoughts, put some money where your mouth is. Okay. It's fun, man. We don't have to bet like on the outcomes of games. We're just all the stuff we talk about, who the Jets going to draft, all that kind of shit. That's what we're doing. So anyway, that's a good one. And also you can join the Beanbaggers, and don't forget about the gas app, dude. I'm telling you, I've had people, I guess maybe 20, 25 of you guys that signed up, and like 3 or 4 already reached out and said, bro, I got like $30. Like, I'm like, this is stupid not to do it. Like, you're going to buy gas anyway, you might as well get money back. And it works. I'm just telling you, they don't sponsor me. It's real. It's really, really real. I've gotten, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 back so far the last 3-4 years. Why not? So anyway, guys, you're the best. All of you have a great night. I'm glad that we got to do this again, and I'll see you. I'll see you Thursday. What do you want What do you want to do? Let's do the Brian Thomas one. You guys have a good night. Thanks.
Chargers. 2nd and 9, and Rivers. Colbert, what a stick by his own guy. By his own guy. Colbert is the one down on the field, making the catch, and that collision with Ryan Thomas. Injury timeout.
I think he's going to be day one, a violent vertical edge setter.
We compete today.